healing crystals, skincare routines, knitting a sweater, fitting in jeans. With Katie and Sarah, no need to worry, you're on a lady journey.
And we've started. And
Dan,
hi, welcome.
Hi.
Oh my God, I have
Right out the
so
gate.
much to ask you.
Thanks for inviting me back.
I didn't even let you like
Jesus.
settle down.
No,
I
yeah,
just
don't take
came
your car.
in.
We have to go. We have to go.
Yeah.
Our first
I
recurring
still have
guest.
Subway vomit on me.
No, you're coming from an exercise class.
I am. Well, it's very fitting because the last time I was on this podcast, we spoke about what my journey was.
Right.
And
Yes.
it was I was starting Pilates, and I've continued. I just came
Men Pilates.
Men Pilates.
Man Lattes.
Yeah, I'm the only one. I'm still the only one. Maybe you get like a little gay guy
Yeah.
every once in a
Right.
while.
But I feel like it's untapped for, not that people are going in there and talking to women. Do you know what I mean? But like, it's an opportunity afterwards
Right.
to start some conversations.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm married, and I should have started years ago.
I forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is, yeah.
Yes.
So I would never do that, Sarah. I
happily
go
married.
eyes straight ahead.
Now I've been on a Pilates kick
You've been doing
myself. Yeah, because I have scoliosis, which has led to a lot of back pain in my life. And I did yoga for it forever, but I was just stretching. Thank you. This is our world. This is our world. I need to scoot even further up. I hope you guys can't see that. My unsightly static.
You're just electric. Yeah. The vibe in here, so.
That's hilarious. One time I did a roast and someone was like, Katie's electric. You can tell by your hair. And I was like, yes. But yeah, so Pilates, I started going more Pilates, and as I'm strengthening the core, my posture's been better.
Oh yeah.
And I'm also getting like I'm stretching my spine out a lot more.
I have some hip issues, and it just
Same.
totally opens me up. Like I feel now, I feel like refreshed.
Right.
The hips, you don't use these like little tiny muscles.
They hurt because I do at home Pilates on the floor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you wouldn't think like the side stuff, like when
No,
you
it's
watch
so
those
easy to destroy
exercises,
yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
you see, you're like, does that do anything? It looks silly. You do 10 of these with other ones, the front and the back. You're like, you can't even get your leg
ass
off
is
the
on
ground.
Yeah.
fire.
The side part. I've never worked that area in my entire life.
Oh, it feels amazing,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
I took this one class in Tribeca called Tremble, which
Oh my
was
God.
it was like extreme reformer. I've never seen such there are handles on both sides, whatever. It was like all Tribeca models who'd like don't eat, and then they go to this bowl Australian
Yes.
place right after. And I could not. I was lying when I lied down for a week. I couldn't get myself up because I had no.
How painful it
my
was.
abs were in such pain. I had to
Wow.
literally like.
Those exercises scare me. Were you feeling that in the moment, or was it they target so many little muscles that you weren't expecting the pain to happen?
Yeah, and because it was like both abs, and then we did so many oblique things. so that-
Dynamic, whatever they call it when you
Yes.
hit two.
exactly. And
Yes.
then you're always like, your legs are up, and then your anus is in your mouth.
Yeah.
You're
So you're
eating
on
ass.
the reformer. You're
I'm on
doing
the reformer. Oh yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't mess around.
The
My-
reformers are intimidating. I just do mat. I do
Oh,
mat
you got
Pilates,
we'll go
and I
together
do.
to a reformer class.
Oh my gosh, that would be fun.
Yeah.
But I'll be
That's with
talking
the
the whole
machine,
time. I'm
right?
like, damn,
That's a
this is
machine.
tricky.
I couldn't do the machine. I did the machine once and I felt like I wasn't feeling anything. And then I was like, clearly I'm doing this wrong.
I think you have to go a few times to like learn
The
not
technique.
just the technique, but also like how to activate.
Because
You
you're
know,
breathing too.
It's all about
hate the breathing.
the breath. It's all from the breath.
It's the breath. Yeah.
Actually, if you could just sit at home and just breathe properly, and that's a workout if you're an expert Pilates.
Yeah, if you're doing Wim Hof, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's like if breathing was a chore.
to be mindful of your breathing, I find a practice. It's almost a practice of meditation because
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
Oh yeah,
Have you ever tried that? Just the breathing, like focusing on your breath.
In through the mouth, nose, out through the mouth, and after a while, you're like, wait, where am I? Am I inhaling during the exertion, or am I exhaling during the relaxation part of the exercise?
You forget what you're doing, and then you're like, I think I should just stop. I
Yeah.
can't do this.
And then I'm like, oh, I kind of like want to look something up now. I was like, all right, I'm
look
sick
at
of
my
my
phone.
breath. Yeah,
Yeah.
like my phone seems pretty enticing right now.
Yeah, that's a
I wonder
meditation
how many
too.
likes I've gotten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like to do.
You post something right before and like, let's do a guided meditation just before you post something.
I like to say something wild to the camera and then work out. In that way, I'm consumed of what if I'm getting canceled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
And you
yeah.
get high off of imagining that you are.
Well, remember that girl that it was one of the first cancellation tweets that happened where she was flying to South Africa and she's like,
Sacco.
yes. And she goes, I'm going to Africa. I hope I don't get AIDS. Didn't think much of it because it was right on the cusp of everything was about to change in America situation. Landed in Africa and lost her job. And then it had been retweeted by 1 million people being like, "This, how fucked up is this?"
And then
And it
she
was just-
did get AIDS. No, she didn't. She didn't.
But I remember thinking there's something exhilarating about turning your phone on when you land and being like, let's see what kind of excitement's going on. And to see that, I'm still, even though it's devastating, I still feel like there's probably a little bit of excitement.
Well, because the digital world doesn't feel real. So I feel like we all kind of, even though we spend so much of our time there, like you turn it off and then you're still here with everyone else.
Right.
So we want to push that boundaries to be like, can I push the digital world into a realm where I start to feel it in the real?
Yes, edging.
Yeah, exactly.
Online edging. Dan, you got married. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So last time you were here, you were telling, love it. Last time you were here.
You do feel like you look at your hand and like, what a man's
Oh my
hand.
God.
Is that?
Yes. Oh my
band or
goodness. A gentleman.
Because you can go in.
I didn't wear my engagement. I took it off for the
you
podcast.
took your engagement
Yeah.
ring.
Yes.
Why
Very
aren't there
modest of
men
you.
engagement rings.
That's true.
Some people do a watch, a man's watch. But it's like,
What?
yeah, which is hilarious.
Who's the
because
man's like, I want a fucking engagement.
I need to know engagement
Present.
watch.
Yeah.
But a watch is like $40,000.
Right.
Something crazy.
I'd have to rent it. You can
This
only
is
wear
just
this
for
for a
the
little bit.
photos. Yeah.
You can rent the runway for the watches.
I'm getting Mike, a wedding present, which is a tailored suit. That's my wedding present for him, which I'm really excited about because we're going to go in and get like the full
Yeah.
measurements.
Where are you going?
I think Suit Supply because
Suit Supply.
that got good reviews on Reddit, which is where I go for
I have
any
some
information.
suits for Suit Supply.
Really? Do you like
Yeah.
them?
I do. Yeah, they're solid.
I saw you did a video recently about becoming a suit guy, which I loved.
Well, I did that. So I did that because I was a little whore and I wanted a free suit
Right,
for my
right.
wedding.
Ah,
And so I made a little arrangement.
Suit whore. You little
that-
suit whore.
Yeah, they made me a custom suit, this brand Carter Young, and in exchange
Ooh,
I made a video
fabulous.
for them. And so now I have a lovely custom suit.
what was the fabric that you chose?
It was kind of like a linen blend.
That's
like
what I think I'm gonna go with,
Navy
yeah.
blue.
Oh, and you went navy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really nice.
It's hard
And
to
I can wear it
choose.
again.
Yeah, it's hard to choose like what suit, like what was the color of your wife's wedding gown?
She went with white.
She went with all.
Okay.
Was it like a white or was it more like an ivory or like a pure white?
It was like it was like a pure white, and then she changed into like a slip thing during the like dance,
The
Oh.
reception area.
which is more ivory.
A little
Okay.
costume
Yeah.
change. I love that.
But I guess I wanted a little bolder colors, and she was like, "You're doing blue or black."
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Because
Yeah.
Mike's really committed.
It's my day.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike's really committed to having an all black suit because I think that's just because he's Italian and he just wants that. But I was like, I'm trying to go for like a midnight blue because I think it's
in photos you can
fun.
barely see the
You
difference.
can't tell.
No.
You can't tell.
Did
But
you pick your dress,
you
right?
know, we'll see. I picked my dress. Yeah. It's just like a cocktail. It's like an elegant like gown. Like an evening gown.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like, Catholic church, like, it's not like a big wedding dress. It's like
There's no tail or train.
there's
Train.
no train.
train.
There's no
No.
train.
A veil?
It did come with a veil actually, which I think I'm going to wear.
I think I didn't wear a veil and I kind of regret it because there's drama behind the veil.
Who could it
Exactly. Yeah. I want to do a reveal.
What did she do to her face?
Yeah.
be? So funny if you
I'm going to
took
do
it
a
off.
reveal and I have like giant fake eyelashes
Yeah,
or
it's
something.
Mark Normand.
Gotcha. Well, that's a trend. I've seen that. Have you guys seen that where it's like they do the first look, but it's like the guy's brother
Yeah.
in a dress or
Yeah.
something? It's like that's always kind of
You gotta get married.
hilarious.
I gotta marry my brother.
You do.
It's like what a lot of work to go through. It's like now we have to get another wedding dress
Yeah,
that
yeah.
fits your brother. Like I can't go through this.
That's the problem with pranks.
Yeah.
Too much effort. And have the
Who
time
has the
for
time?
this?
It's for pranks are for rich people like George Clooney.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. What did he do?
Now-
He like slowly
Put poop in something.
Yeah, and I think
Like a
on like one of the
kitty litter?
Ocean's movies, he slowly tailored in Matt Damon's clothes.
Right.
So he thought he was getting fatter. But you got to hire like a good sneaky tailor for that.
Right. It's kind of obnoxious when you hear, like, I always kind of eye rolled hearing about the pranks on the Ocean 11 set. Like,
Yeah. Oh, we were in Lake Como.
Yeah.
George did the funniest thing. He spent $10,000 every day
Yeah, it was so crazy.
because he can.
Yeah.
That's great.
And he totaled my car. It was a brand new car. What a great prank.
Yeah. He killed one of the servants.
Yeah. We got a new one. We ordered a new one.
No. Now, how was your wedding? Because the last time you were here, I remember you were saying you were kind of doing a rustic theme upstate, right?
Yeah.
How did it go? What did you love
I
about
think it was a real success.
10 out of 10, no notes.
You
10 out
got
of 10.
married.
We got married.
You got married. So
I mean, people
it
always
worked.
say like this is one of the best weddings I've been to. Who know? I mean, they have to say that.
They have to say
So
that.
no one knows the truth.
Exactly.
You need to,
'cause
like,
we've gotten that before, and I was like, there is a part of me like this, one of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
Come on.
So you have to eavesdrop. I
In
think.
Terrytown?
You have to like, you know,
Oh.
the eavesdrops on friends. So you
Right.
get the real
But I have
steal
been
their
to
phones.
some really bad weddings.
I've been to bad weddings too.
Right.
Oh, I love
and
a bad
what makes a
wedding.
bad wedding?
Bad food.
Bad food, the timing of events.
Oh, that was well. We were
Speeches?
so judgy after. We were like, we nailed the
I
timing.
love yelping weddings
Yes.
privately behind their
It's
backs.
like, what do we? No one knows what to do. There's empty space here. You know, we're all just sitting, waiting. With no guidance.
Things that you would change. Did you do anything different from the norm because you've gone
did
to
a lot.
other weddings and you're like, I did not like that, and we're not doing it for our wedding?
Yes.
Okay.
We-
What did you do?
We didn't have a entrance procession.
Okay.
Like everyone came and they and the family split into two. So her side went to like one. It was a huge field. It was outside. So her side went to one end of the field and my side
Oh,
went to
I
one.
wanted to be
We
like
each-
Braveheart.
Yeah, we each were
battle.
and we gave everyone a little flower. To
that's
enter. Then we
sweet.
each led a disco procession.
I love
Like
disco.
from either end. We led like a train of all our like friends and family on each side, and we kind of came together. And we were Jews, so we had a huppah.
Mhm.
And
Can you explain what a huppah is?
huppah is you probably seen.
We have a lot of goys.
Okay,
Who
I
are
will.
a lot of goyim.
a huppah
included.
is it's like a little house, you know,
Okay.
but it's like four sticks, and you kind of have like a canopy
Gotcha.
over it, and you get
Sounds
married
lovely.
underneath. And it's symbolic of whatever building a house together. And so each side, and so then we stopped on the back end, and then we one by one greeted every single person as they
love
came
that.
through into their seats.
Okay.
And then they had a flower, and they put the flower onto the wooden branches of it, so they created kind of the flower canopy as
Oh
they
my
went.
God. Wow. Stealing it. I'm stealing it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? We're actually having a chuppah at my wedding also, even though I am not Jewish, nor is my fiance, but the event coordinator suggested that she said we have one, and if you want to
It's
use
really
it.
popular.
Yeah, so we're using it as a decor element.
Yeah.
So I do apologize.
I think it's
I
nice. It's a
apologize
little
to your
house.
culture. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It is. It's like a place for the eye to land.
Yeah, you're culturally appropriating.
Yeah. Well, I also
Jewish culture.
I love the breaking the glass. I think that's a really great tradition because isn't it you're breaking the glass so it's like there's no waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's like, okay, something bad's happened.
Exactly.
I love that. So I want to do it, but
I think you should do it.
I think I
And
might.
you have to do the
Or can
eating
you
of
just break
the
something?
Christian baby.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. Oh,
we always
yeah.
eat the Christian baby.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
The brushing of the horns.
Yeah, the locking of the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful. How did you come up with that?
We sort of stole one element from a different wedding we went to. That was
Right.
like they did the procession, and then I don't know. I thought it'd be nice to like greet everyone as they came in, and we like hugged and had a moment with every single person
Yeah.
as they came in.
That's so great.
So
Which is
when
really
you did
sweet.
reception, did you have to go around to the tables again, or did you just
I didn't do
knock
that.
that out of in the beginning?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
knocked
kind
down
of do in the beginning.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's no like the dad walks her down, and my dad who can like barely walk. It was just like
Right.
they're fine. It's chill.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
Did you do something special for the reception? Like, did you go all out on like one of the elements?
Food.
Okay.
We
Yeah.
both
yeah.
care a lot about food.
Yeah.
And
Food's important.
we had
I think food's the most important.
I'd say it's up there.
Because people are traveling.
Yeah.
traveling, and like if you go all the way and it's just like mid food, you're like, what was the point?
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's all you remember. It can like truly ruin their wedding, but I feel like a lot of people skimp on it or don't think about it.
What did you tell us about the food?
We had this caterer. They built like a wood-fired oven on the property.
Ooh.
So
wow.
it was like outside. So it was also kind of like a show. Like they're all dressed in these like leather aprons and they like plated everything beautifully.
Oh,
And there
wow.
was this hot couple. They're like hot, amazing.
It's got to be hot.
Of course.
Yeah.
Was it uncomfortable? They're like uncomfortably hot.
No, like like approachable hot. But you could see them in like Bon Appetit. Like they
Yes.
pose.
Oh, I
They're
love
perfect.
It. Chef
Yeah.
hot. Chef hot.
Chef hot, yeah.
Harvest table.
Oh, yeah.
You know, with some cheeses, some
Love that.
charcuterie
Love it.
Yeah.
to start. But yeah, they made like monkey bread from scratch, like
Okay.
because you could see them like kneading the dough before. So
Oh,
it's
I
kind of like a
love monkey
beautiful.
So it's a
bread.
show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I mean, a
And
magician.
what was it? Well, I know I've said this on the podcast before, but I was really looking for something. I wanted to have some kind of fun thing. Like I thought maybe if I could find like a fortune teller or something, it would be really fun to have at the
Someone's
reception.
like super tacky, but in
something,
like a medium.
yeah, something fun because
But it is fun. I had a friend
Yeah.
that had a magician. When you're like, magician always gets a bad rap, but when it's just sleight of hand at the table,
Yeah,
it's
it's kinda-
actually
it's
like a
kinda
really
cool.
fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing, because I was looking on Thumbtack, and then I started looking around because it's in Pompano Beach, which is kind of a sleepy beach town, and the only thing I could find was an elderly Michael Jackson impression.
I mean, that sounds-
impersonator, and I was like, I guess you could go, moonwalking
Yeah.
around.
It'd be funny if he really commits. He starts molesting children.
Yeah, we're like, no kids.
No,
We
no.
said no kids.
It's like, no, I'm really good. I'm really good.
But yeah, I was like, that would be funny if that was the person that married us.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, what about two comedians? The vows. What's gonna?
Yeah.
Did you write your own?
Yeah, we each wrote our own.
Okay.
We killed it. We both killed it.
Right.
Was it funny? Did you have an element of humor?
I had a little bit, but I didn't. I had some jokes,
the
but I didn't
bar
want
is
it to be
low.
like the bar's
Yeah,
low.
I feel like for me personally, I'm going to keep it very serious because
Yeah.
it's like actually I don't want it to be funny, and I don't.
That's the best because it
Yeah.
will be funny naturally.
Yeah, and I don't
If
like
you
wedding
try
humor.
to be funny, it's so cringe.
It can be really cringe.
Yeah.
It's so cringe. I just
Yeah, I did my late night set just under there.
And coming in with a tight five.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. This guy looks like
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you at the Village Underground actually on Sunday. I was in the upstairs room.
Oh.
I was going down to the bathroom and I saw you and you were killing it.
Thank you.
Your material is so funny. I can't remember what you were talking about. It was
Just probably
something
funny stuff,
hilarious.
you know,
Yeah.
just So
You're
it is
killing.
weird that you can see people on the screens and you're like,
yeah.
see that person. That's right.
Yeah.
I see you probably 20 times a day on my Twitter feed now
Oh, hello.
on your
yeah.
fake podcast.
Yes. Our ads.
Oh, yeah.
Our ads
Rougier?
are Rougier. That's our boner
Rougier.
medicine one.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Or
Yeah.
dogs.
Yeah.
Sundays for dogs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Thank you
like-
for not unfollowing us. We really appreciate it.
No, it's it's that and in between race science and Hitler was good. It's like, oh,
On Twitter.
that's what Twitter. Right, Twitter is
My
now.
Twitter's insane.
It's gotten truly.
I haven't.
Horrible.
I don't go on it anymore because it's like I feel like the only thing on my feed is just Elon Musk. It's
I don't
like,
follow. Yes, he does insist on being on your profile.
You're like,
It's kind
come
of
on,
weird.
sir.
It's kind of weird to be like own a company and then that's you're just there all. I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's like
pathetic.
you bought. It's like if we bought Instagram and Instagram was just for Lady Journey.
Right.
you still did. You didn't even make get a nicer studio. You're just like, I'm gonna still try to make it as a podcaster.
Yeah. It's bizarre. But how's your journey going with the content creation? Since we had you on last year, you were named Vulture 10 Creators of the
New
Year.
York Times.
New York Times.
New York Times.
Yeah.
And I was just
Yeah.
like their best of 20. I think you made up a category for me.
So deserving though.
Instagram
You're so
roaster.
funny.
It's like,
yeah.
thank you. That's
Well, you found
That's what I
yourself
wanted.
a nice little niche.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're
Yes.
doing, but you've kind
Totally
of
by
branched
accident.
away from the decor, and you're back to doing the sketches.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it in the design art world.
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah, I sometimes I'll have ideas for things that are totally outside of it. It's like, no, I think my audience kind of wants a specific thing, which is like in the art, design, fashion worlds.
Yeah.
But I do want to do some sketches. I want like, how can I push this and still feel funny, and my audience doesn't turn on me and be like, this is not why we follow you. Like, go back to roasting houses, stupid boy. We want the houses, house boy. And then when I do post like a house review, it's like, this is finally, where have you been? It's like,
That's
all right,
hilarious.
fuck.
Yeah.
Wait, did you ever go to watch the well-known one, the Dakota Fanning one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I actually like that house.
I didn't mind it either, but was she joking in a lot of it?
She was trying to
She's very dry, right?
She's very dry. Well, this is the problem with all those reviews now, is like they've become meta because they're so aware of the other reviews.
Yeah.
Which are famous. So it's like a postmodern house tour. And even like sometimes you'll see that they'll talk about like, we just stole this from the other home review that we liked how whatever, like Gwen Stefani did this in hers, so we did this, and it's like, what's going on? It's just like this
regurgitate. It's derivative. A lot of
it's
the
like the
times.
human centipede of like rich houses.
Yeah.
You know whose apartment I really liked recently, and it got a little. I forgot if I was on Twitter or something. Tony Danza's, because people were quite shocked about his New York apartment.
I see him on the Upper West Side sometimes.
Very normal.
Really?
Yes, it was just like a dude living in an apartment, but completely Tony Danza, like appliances that are actually used, some light memorabilia, but just like a very modern. Yeah.
I love that.
It wasn't ostentatious or like pretentious, and I had deep respect for his aesthetic. Like it looked like an apartment.
Yeah, like a human being lives there. Just
not like this is my show, my plaza.
Right.
Yolanda Hadid's.
That one, did you see that one?
No,
Katie?
no.
It's like everyone said it looked like a steakhouse.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know why she's in Texas now.
She's just Texan, and she's like cosplaying as Texan.
Right. She went from Malibu lady to now like owning a ranch in Texas with I'm assuming an oil tycoon or something.
It looks like the set of like a Yellowstone porn. You know,
because it's like very black. Features, right? In gray slate
like
with fireplace, fake fireplace,
erotica somehow.
Yes,
weird.
It's
so
not
weird.
Very warm.
No.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Like,
she's the ultimate almond mom.
Have you been in a double RL? The Ralph Lauren.
Yes.
That's what it looks like. The Ralph Lauren Western.
It's there. It looks like she's selling retail, or like you're going to choose your steak and they will cook it up for you.
And it's like, aren't you from like Northern Europe? Like, isn't she Scandinavian?
Yeah, you would think she'd have some of her IKEA aesthetic in there.
Yeah. I saw, I think it was Claire Danes. It was like her brownstone.
Yeah.
I saw it on TikTok and I was swiping through and it was like quite lovely. She was like, she actually has taste and that's what no one has. That's why all these things, they look crazy. But she was like, I like bold colors, and I worked with somebody and I picked out the stuff that I liked and this is it. And it was like a lot of beautiful like plums, mustards. It was nice. It's great.
Check it out.
I was like, I like her now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think most of the time either you have horrible taste or you just hire like a designer who, just throws up their taste onto your home.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it doesn't look like you live there. You're just like another Instagram tile on the designer's, resume.
Right. It's because I don't know. There's certain design elements, like when I see like green moss balls in a bowl. Do you know? Have you seen that?
Right.
Where sometimes you're like, I guess that looks okay, but then you think of the application of it. Of like, this is just another thing that when it's dinner time, you have to put to the side.
Junk. Yeah, this is like TJ Maxx junk.
Or just like stacks of books on the coffee table. And it's like,
what are these?
Do you use this ever? And then there are like little like wooden tchotchkes you got in Nepal on top of the books, and it's like, what's going on here?
Yeah,
the doctor's office.
What am I supposed? Yeah, because you just picture. I'm like, this is my new annoyance with decor. Like, I've decided in the bedroom, I am done with decorative pillows, because at the end of the night, why do I want to put pillows on the floor?
Right.
And I'm not going to sleep with this many pillows in my bedroom.
I never understood the decorative.
It's oppressive. It's like becomes like you're building a prison for yourself with these pillows.
It's too many pillows to have 18 pillows on your bed, and then like the round tubey
the
one.
sausage.
Yeah. And then
Like, who is this for?
you get up to
What is this
pee
for?
in the
Yeah.
night and you just like trip on pillows.
Yeah, you're wiping out. Well, at least you're falling in the pillows.
Yeah.
We have 5 pillows. We have a pillow in the back. We don't have a headboard for the bed. Instead, we have a pillow,
Brag.
a large
board.
pillow.
Yeah.
Because we never got a headboard, so we just have that there to provide a little support. And then we each have a neck pillow, and then we have
A neck pillow.
a neck
Like
pillow.
an airplane.
I'm saying neck pillow because they're very stiff. Like I have a bamboo pillow and Mike has like a foam pillow that doesn't. So it's for the neck. And then we have one pillow on top. Okay. That's at 5 pillows total. No more pillows.
Is the headboard on the registry?
I don't
Can
think
we-
we're going to get a
Can we
headboard.
crowdfund for a headboard?
Well, so we were gonna get a headboard for a long time, and then I got overwhelmed. This is my pattern with Decor. I got overwhelmed. I felt there was a lot of fear
Because
involved.
it's a commitment.
It's a huge
It's
commitment.
a commitment because you're about to spend quite a bit of money, and do you want this thing in your life?
What
You
if I
can't
choose
divorce
the
a
wrong
headboard.
Yeah, and then what if I get a headboard and then I hate it, and then I either have to throw it into the ocean, or I have to take responsibility for it and like contact
around
a
it.
stranger
Or
through the
cover it
internet.
with throw pillows.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
a throw pillow
So-
wall.
We did. I don't know. I don't know that I'm going to get a headboard because this is what I feel. I watch your Instagram because I'm trying to learn because I don't think I have good taste. I do not think I have good decor taste. I
That's the
try
first
to
step
learn
is
from you.
admitting
Yes,
it. Yeah.
it's scary. So
I think I'm in the same boat with you. I
now
don't
I'm
actually
just
don't
in
think I
fear
have
paralysis.
any taste.
Yeah.
You
That's
just think-
my thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just have.
But you know what you
I
don't
like expensive things, and
Yeah.
I can't ever get them.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I cannot match my taste to my budget.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. And now my husband has the money and he buys whatever. And so really what I'm doing is just curating. Our apartment is a museum of Joe's stuff. And then my job is to curate it nicely.
Do like Dog Day Afternoon posters.
Yeah.
It's Eddie Vedder framed a million times in our apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loves Eddie Vedder.
Oh, he loves Eddie Vedder.
I think
But
someone has to borrow the credit card.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
That's
the thing.
abuse. It's a form of abuse.
I actually think it is, Katie. Can I throw that in there?
Intervention.
I just go to a domestic abuse shelter and they're like, what are you in for? He's too many Eddie Vedder posters are up in our apartment.
Yeah.
And
This
it's like
is-
being slapped in the face.
You have Eddie Murphy's Raw jacket
Kind
on
of.
the wall.
We have a lot of Steve Martin and Johnny Carson framed Rolling Stones.
No, that's for the office. That's for where. That's your office.
Oh yeah, he needs a man cave.
I know. I'm
But
trying
you
to say
can't
this,
have
but
a
I
man
don't know.
cave in a New York apartment. It's like you have to have a man closet.
Yeah. How do you guys decorate now that you're married and living together?
And we're in a 1-bedroom.
What do you
Well,
do?
you were
What do you
living
do? It's a
together
nightmare.
before, though,
It's
right?
it's just
It's a fucking nightmare.
It's horrible.
If you want the aesthetic that you really, really want, and if you want the body that you really want, you have to be a single, lonely person.
Yes.
Yes,
You really do. Because if you want the aesthetic that you want, you're going to hurt your spouse's feelings.
Well,
And it's not fair
Luckily, we kind
sometimes.
of agree aesthetically for the most part. And now I'm at like a weird place where like brands will send me free shit.
Right.
Whoa.
Which I
It's
like.
hard to keep up with.
But I don't have room for it. I'm like
That's what
my
yeah.
stuff is way nicer than my
What they're
shitty
sending?
rent stabilized apartment.
Yes.
Um,
What's one piece that you're really proud of or that you
I just
worked
got a
on?
really nice couch from
I saw
Ellison
your-
Studios.
The taxonomy of couches.
Yes.
Where do you put your couch within the taxonomy?
The couch I have is probably closer to like the horny creative director.
Okay.
would say.
Yeah. I love that. I love
Is
that.
it the I don't know which one it is.
I would
The brown leather one that goes at a curve. That one actually looks comfortable to me to
the
sleep
Togo?
in. Yeah, the Togo.
Yeah, that's a famous one. I put that one in like the Instagram trend victim.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think my couch I put it in like a recent college grad.
Yeah. Well, all the comments
something,
are asking me
yeah.
to do like the poor version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what.
Which I guess I need to do. The sofa you found on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
Has bed
comfortable and
bugs.
it works. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the fabric is rough. So we have a blanket covering it.
Since living in New York, we've gone through like 6 couches, which is insane to me because my parents held onto a couch for like 30 years.
Yeah, I
and it was
remember-
still in pretty good condition.
My parents had this great couch. It was an eyesore, red leather.
Oh
but
boy.
Yeah.
so comfy.
Right. What do you go
Reclining.
for?
Oh my
Well, they-
god.
Comfy
used
or
to make-
aesthetic?
They used to make furniture that was like built to last.
Oh,
Yeah.
amazing.
That was like trend resistant
We
because
have-
you couldn't, deliver, you couldn't pack it. And then now with like IKEA invented like the flat pack, that you could start to ship out these
vacuumed
things.
it and let it
Yeah.
breathe for a day, and
Yes.
then you can sit on it.
But
Yeah.
they're made like shit, and they
Okay.
and they're made they're built to
But
last
even
2 years.
The expensive couches are made like shit. A lot of them. You have to go to
Restoration Hardware is like super expensive, and they're not good couches.
No, it's the same warehouses like where Wayfair is getting their stuff.
Yeah.
From what I gather.
They're just massive.
Yes.
So you're like, well, I can only get this if I have a giant, house in Malibu.
Okay.
That's the only way I can fit this 30-foot long lazy boy. But
yeah.
Yeah. I do have a fantasy though, because I'm like, I like to apartment hunt. That's one of my other online addictions. I get on Zillow and I just coast around. But I love the staging of the apartments where it's like there's just a giant couch in the living room. You're like, what a life of luxury. No desk. My living room is my living room. I'm not cramming a bookcase. No books.
Yeah.
I just have a giant couch.
no books. You hire a book curator once you buy the home.
Yeah.
Right. You have your
Yeah.
library for your books.
Yes.
You don't have a living room that's also your kitchen.
You don't even
Yeah,
use
yeah.
the living room.
Yeah,
you
no.
use your living room
Yeah.
like a
That's
homeless
where we
person.
keep our giant couch. Yeah. We keep the couch in there. That's the
Yeah.
home for the couch.
So wait, what couch did you get?
It's called the I forget the name. Fuck. But it's from Allison Studios.
Okay.
That's the brand.
gonna look that up.
That sent it to me.
Yeah.
They make a
Sectional?
few. No,
No.
I can show you a photo.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's
That's
see.
really
Let's
exciting.
pop it.
we
for
want to
the-
see your couch.
for the listeners.
We will. Well, we don't have notes anymore. We stopped. Oh, gorgeous! Oh, very comfy.
I like that.
Now,
I like the color too.
I
I think
love
that
the
will.
I thought originally it was going to be a
mauve.
velvet, but it's actually not. It's kind of like a linen.
I
not
like
linen,
that
but
material.
Linen, yeah.
like a linen cotton. I don't know.
Now, what do you use? What do you put your legs up on?
My coffee table.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got rid of our coffee table.
Whoa, bold.
Is that?
bold choice?
Thank you.
How do you eat? While
Yeah.
you
We have a little.
How do you put
kitchenette,
out your
little?
full
You
cheese
eat at the
board
table?
while
That's
you?
insane.
I eat at the table, yeah, but the table is also in the living room.
Oh, okay.
But
You can see
I
the
now
TV.
have a kids' table that I use as our coffee table for our baby.
So like a Fisher Price.
Yeah.
It's a Fisher Price coffee table,
A
but
baby
I actually kind
coffee
of like
table.
it. It's whimsical.
It's whimsical.
Yes, I've now used elements of my son's toys as design tchotchkes around, and instead of putting them in one pile, sometimes I put his stuffed animals on the bookshelf to make it. I incorporate his stuff into
You should
our
tell
stuff.
people
I
that,
love
that it's
that.
like designer.
It's
like,
Dean
no,
Koontz.
this is
Yeah.
Memphis design. It's Italian.
Yeah. This
It's
costs
their whimsy collection.
$1,000.
Yeah. How long did you go searching for your couch?
This one they sent it to me. For
They
free.
sent it to
They're
you?
for free. Yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's how you know you've made it
exchange,
when you're
yes.
like, oh, we got this couch for
Dan.
free.
I know.
We're only at penis medicine so far. We aspire to couch
No, but I want.
level.
I'm very appreciative of the couch. I do want money. I love money, and I have not really received. I've mostly received
in
gifts.
assets, you
Yeah.
only get assets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
well, it
Which
is
is so nice,
It's
though.
gross to complain about that. It's very.
No, I
it's
get
very
it.
Well, it
Yes.
is
But you can
interesting.
complain it on here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
oh
where people-
please air your dirty laundry on Lady Journey. Well, it's kind of interesting like living in this world of brands sending you stuff because you're a creator, because like we're kind of getting it too, and it's nice to kind of like scratch the itch of like, oh, I don't need to go shopping for a new thing because now I have this like random air filter. This is fun.
Right.
But also it's like now I have all this stuff that I would never have bought
Yes.
and
Ever.
I can't throw it out. So I'm just
Yeah, and
like,
it's nice, but like I don't need like 3 chore coats like this.
yeah,
which is-
I guess
Right.
I'm hoarding now.
Well, actually, the last time I did your podcast, I wore these shorts by this brand I liked, and someone tagged the designer. and said
On a lady journey?
On a lady journey.
That's
I wore
hilarious.
This is huge.
These like yellow shorts, and then he reached out to me. He's like, so cool. And then now he sends me a lot. He's like a really nice. This is from him too. So
I love this.
thank you for
This is
posting
so
that.
great.
Thank you for posting
Of
that
course.
clip, Manresa.
Oh my God.
Now, I'm noticing you have the last time you did the podcast, you and I had similar frames.
I was
we had
saying,
the goals.
you have nice frames.
Yeah. You have made
I'm so,
everything.
It's so
Everything.
disgusting. I'm not
It's
actually
swag.
human. I'm walking
Advertisement.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love this.
That's
this
what we become.
This
like
is
the
world.
like
Capitalism.
Luigi, you know how everyone bought all his
Right. The Acerterix. I saw.
the
Is that the name of the company for the
Peak
jacket?
design was the backpack, and then I think Levi's was the jacket.
Wow.
So that's
Oh, Levi. I
don't
mean,
even
that's a
have to
classic
assassinate
brand.
anyone
Yeah.
to get sponsored.
How do you feel about the tortoise shell? It looks great on you.
Thank you.
Tortoise
Yeah.
shell seems to be in
I love
now.
tortoiseshell.
Love
I
it.
feel like it's a classic.
You can't go wrong with
Clear
it.
is out. I feel like there was a while where like the clear.
Clear was like pre-pandemic almost.
Are
It was
these
like
Warby?
these are Warby. I actually got these from a film that I was working on. This was part of my costume, and they said that you could just keep it. And they're
Their prescription?
their prescription,
Oh,
yeah,
hey.
because I don't know why they got them in the end. They were glasses people. They just felt like they needed to do it as a design choice.
So you're like me.
and
In show business, we don't get paid, but we just
I
Get
got free
stuff.
glasses.
we
yeah.
have stuff and,
This
and
is
pretend.
healthcare.
And we tell our parents like I don't make any money, but I got a nice jacket.
Well, I did get glasses. Yeah, this is healthcare. This is my healthcare.
Yeah.
But these tortoiseshell actually have like a lot of blue in them,
Yeah, I
which
like
I
this.
never would have. I would never choose this, but they look good on. They actually look good on. But I feel like it gives me such a darker, like makes me look like I have a lot darker hair than I do, which is kind of a vibe.
Interesting.
It's kind of a vibe. Like,
That
ooh,
can happen.
am I writing a poem right now? Yes, you can find me in the Starbucks. I'm creating.
I'm looking forward to losing a little bit of my eyesight so I can start
Some-
sporting
Some glasses.
some
Oh,
glasses.
yeah.
I was thinking
Nice.
about it because you don't have to do kind of eye makeup when you get glasses.
Yeah.
It's your
I haven't
eyeliner.
done eye makeup since 4th grade.
Right.
Yeah, no, you don't need it. You don't need it.
Beforehand, you were.
Yeah, I was in 3rd grade. I was thinking about
Like kid with guy liner.
I would cry.
Mascara,
was-
yeah. I love it. I love the journey that you've been on since the last time you were here. It was like
Yeah,
you
I'm
were
a
here.
disgusting product whore.
Now
It's
you're
so
like-
weird. It's the last time you were here.
Well, you look great. You look great, and that's all that matters. So what's next for you with your content creation? Do you have any, as you're like branching out a little bit, like what are you thinking of doing?
I started a podcast with Brian Park.
I
Right?
saw that.
I love that.
Yes, I love the concept.
I love that you guys talked about theater humor
Yes.
because that needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
be addressed.
Yes.
They-
Middle brow.
Get away. They think they're writing top tier humor.
It is the
Oh my God.
easiest. It is the easiest laugh in all of show
It
business.
truly a Tuesday. I thought it was Monday. They're like,
Yeah,
so insulting.
yeah.
yeah. Someone,
It's
like
cringe.
it's very, very cringe. Someone just has to like grab their crotch, you know, and
Right.
like
Or make like a joke about Trump.
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing, and then the whole audience, and then you're just like, well, that was kind of easy, don't you think?
The worst in New York is someone's like, New York isn't the center of anything. It's the center of my life. And then all the New Yorkers be like,
Yeah,
New York.
Yeah. I remember years ago, I went to see, God, I'm blanking on the guy's name now, but it's the guy who did Bowling for Columbine. What's his name? Michael Moore, thank you. So I went to see his one-man show. Of course, we got free tickets. I was like, this should be, I'm like, I can't wait to see what, it's going to be so interesting. He's going to take apart something. He was just telling stories about himself and how great he was. It was like your uncle at Thanksgiving, just like,
Oh my God.
you know, I was the youngest person on the community board. And you're like, okay.
Yeah,
He
he's
made
a little.
He's very
eye-rolling.
self-aggrandizing about like how special he is, and it was hilarious because we got the tickets for free, but he made this big show of being like, the tickets will never cost more than $35. Not at my show. Not at my show. And like
what a working class hero.
I know. And then he does like a game show element, and he's bringing people up, and it was like everyone was working at it was like, what's your job?
Oh,
They're
we're
like,
working.
I work at Phantom. What's your job? I work at that. It's like, yeah, because you gave the tickets away.
he
No
was-
one paid for these tickets.
He was doing crowd work clips. It's like, what do you do for a living?
Oh, it was awful. But it was really the most liberal echo chamber that I've ever been in, where it was like, these Republicans are dumb, and people would be like,
They sure are. They're so stupid.
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
really stupid with how they're taking over the government.
Yeah. But at least we have the theater that's dying. They'll never take.
They won't take that from our cold dead hand.
Yeah. And they don't care about it actually. So, but yeah, I love this. I love the podcast.
What other subjects I forgot? There were some other subjects that you talked on there that I really enjoy. Like, what are other takedowns? You take I thought the art world one was really
we
fascinating.
To,
the girl that was on there. I started following.
She's
her.
really interesting. Yeah,
what's her name again?
Bianca Bosker. She wrote this book about. She spent like 2 years kind of like infiltrating the art world, where she started she worked the shitty job at a gallery, at a museum, at the art fairs. She was an artist assistant. Like, she tried to kind of understand how it worked and why things were priced a certain way, and who were the big players and how taste was generated. And she kind of got a pretty cool inside peek, and she was
it's really fascinating. Well, because it feels like bullshit. It's arbitrary. The rules are made, but then it also is like you kind of have to be wealthy to even partake in it a little bit.
For sure, yeah. Well, to buy art, you have to be... Yeah, on one hand, it's like there's a lot of bullshit and things that aren't good, but that's most art. Most art is like 90% bad.
Right.
You know?
What did you think about the banana taped on the wall for $10,000?
More than
was it 10?
No, 6 million.
It was
6 million.
That's $1 million to us.
It's a good deal.
You're like, that was a lot of money, like $10,000.
Yeah.
That's the most amount of money I've ever heard. No, I had a few zeros. Yeah, but it was like a total stupid shite. Like, it was.
But I can't believe that's still going on now.
And
that kind
the
of stuff.
guy who bought it just did it for.
And he took it down immediately, right?
He ate it.
He ate it.
He did eat it.
Yeah. Oh wow.
No, it's not at all. Like, it's like a money sideshow that's almost unrelated to art that I think is a total distraction, but obviously it gets all the press.
Right.
Because it is about such insane numbers. But it's just like a rich guy trying to get huge amount. It's an artist doing a stupid stunt and then getting it's like shitting in the middle of the gallery, and everyone's like, "Oh, look, you're shit in the gallery."
And then a rich guy flexing and being like, "That shit is mine."
Yeah, and then he wanted to boost his own profile.
A lot of people are claiming that it's money laundering.
Oh, Alexa's telling us that people are claiming it's
But
money
I don't
laundering.
even. How would it be money laundering?
In the banana world?
That he bought the $6 million from him
to exchange so it won't get taxed as a gift or something.
Ah.
Because then it's like an asset.
That's not laundering. Laundering is when you get the money illegally, but it's like a tax scam.
Yeah, like a tax scam.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely a lot of that where like people will buy art. But the thing, like the art market's quite small. I think it's on like $60 billion a year in total transactions, which relative to other industries is really small. And most people who buy art lose money on art. Like art is not a good asset. It's like super risky. And so what was interesting talking to her is you know, how does an artist kind of maintain control of their own career? Because so often, if an artist, it's decided like, oh, this artist is hot, and then a big collector who has a lot of other famous artists buys the work. That in and of itself can kind of raise the value because it raises the context, and the biography of the artist is now elevated. Maybe it's more likely that collector will donate this artist's work to a good institution in a museum.
Loan it. Yeah.
Which can also raise the value. So then all of a sudden, a lot of other people will start buying the work as well. And then the artists, the cost of their work can like skyrocket super fast. But then everyone can start to sell it, and this is all happening on the secondary market. So the artist doesn't even see any of this, and there's this whole kind of crazy financial transaction rigmarole happening outside of the artist's control and the gallery's control. And by the end of it, people would be like, and then if one time their work sells for less than the last time, then it's like, oh, this artist is a bad investment. And then when the artist actually tries to sell their work, they can't sell it at a lower price than what's been sold at the highest auction.
Right.
Wow.
Because then it seems like the market for their work is dead. You know, so you'll have crazy things where the gallery will buy the work at the much higher price. The artist's own gallery will buy the work just to make sure that the artist's market isn't fucked. So
it's so political
It's
in the
very-
way that there's like work behind the scenes workings. It almost seems like it's like insider trading that's not illegal.
Right.
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the capitalism
it's
of
completely
it is
unregulated.
baffling.
Yeah, like I don't know how you would, because art is such a collective art form that there's no way to like regulate it because it doesn't have a distinct backing, like a gold backing behind
it's
it.
completely.
Yeah, it's like Bitcoin over there.
Yeah,
it's
it's belief.
in that sense.
Yeah.
And hope and speculation on the future. And it's also like, unlike a movie or whatever, a comedy, and it's $5 to buy. Like,
right.
Very few people can actually get into the big art market game.
I'm trying to think, like, I just read or didn't read TikTok.
I was reading the captions.
It's 2025. That's reading.
This guy, janitor, never published his work, but just drew on his personal level and created stories behind it. And it was considered outsider art. And then somebody discovered it and it was just like thousands of material. And now I forgot the name of it, but I actually went to go look at it.
Will Hunting?
No.
Yeah, he was drawing on the chalkboard.
And it now has become like prize. Like people are paying good money for it. And I looked at it and I really did like it. And I don't know if it's because I just maybe like the story, but now I'm wondering if found art is going to be a new, I don't know if it's new, but like
there's always kind of been like an outsider artist, and especially
a wife that just did it on her own and had millions of.
Oh, you need a story like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like she was homeless and then.
But there's always like she was the real brains
or
of
like
the
the
operation.
Big Eyes
Yeah.
movie
the Big
that
Eyes.
came out. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, also there's a lot of like
Big Eyes, more like boring plot.
there's a lot of going back. I didn't see that movie. Was it bad?
It was fine. It was just like exactly what you thought it was.
Yeah.
A lot of big eyes.
Just
It
a
was like,
Wikipedia page.
She
probably.
does the pictures and then her husband takes credit and it's a drama and then it's like, okay, I saw the preview, therefore I saw the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's most movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
But anyway, back to the capitalist tyranny
Yeah.
of art. I mean, it sounds so interesting. It's such a fascinating world to get into because it's like the drama of it is, behind the scenes of like any music or comedy and like.
Yeah, I like the gossip aspect of it and how it can, I'm sure there's bitterness in that world.
Oh, there's so much.
Oh,
so much,
I love.
so much conniving. There's like there's always like juicy gossip. Like, David Zwirner, that's one of the biggest galleries. And one of their big artists left. And then people figured out that's because David Zwirner's son, who works at the gallery, slept with that artist's ex-girlfriend. So there's always,
my God, the intrigue. I love that.
So there's always stuff like that.
Well,
And
I
you
love
can
the
follow it like any gossip soap opera.
I feel like it's untapped, and I don't feel like you see it portrayed in movies too much or on a TV show.
Yeah, there's not a great show
About all the
personality
art
type
world.
of the artist lends itself to like drama and intrigue. Like speaking of like some of the artists that I've met over the years, like I remember one time I met this guy who was an artist. He was a friend of my cousin she was an artist in New York and she lives elsewhere now. She's a sculptor. And he was like showing me his art. I think he was trying to like flirt with me by showing me his art, but it was like a hoodie that he sculpted out of granite. And he was like, yeah. And then it was like a painting of like an ice cream cone that like the ice cream had like fallen onto the ground, but he was like really intense. He kept being like,
it's about
themes
lost hope and childhood.
Exactly. He was like, it's themes of power reflected. And I was just like, okay.
Or they're like showing you tits and trying to make it seem like
Yeah, like the
I just
tortured
like-
artist.
yeah,
it's
you're
like
like,
at least
dude,
with
it's
comedy, we're
tits
like,
on a wood
yeah.
board.
Well, I sharded and I talked about it on stage. Like there's no pretense of genius, which I
But artists
think
shouldn't be
is
allowed
nice.
to talk about their art.
it is pretty cringe. Like even in the comedy world, when you hear somebody talk about where their idea for the bit was and all that stuff, it's like
Yeah, or what they're trying to do, like politically,
or
and like
any of those like variety video stuff that you see online where it's two actors talking to each other. I'm like, I really love that when you did that and this and would you, and then they have to respond and then they're blowing each other, and it's just so.
You're so talented, but I'm so talented.
yeah, I'm
So
also so
we're
talented.
both
It's
amazing.
so cringe to watch the Hollywood Reporter round table.
Yeah.
It's just embarrassing.
Yeah, that's why it's
And
nice to do comedy,
But I
where you
wanna
can
do
at
it.
least be like, you're like, yes, I'm successful and I have brands, but I'm also a shill.
Yeah.
I'm a shill for jackets now.
Yeah, I'm a complete hypocrite, and it's fine.
It's great.
Make
Yeah,
fun of
because you
yourself.
have, comedy, I think, is nice in that way that you can be self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Almost self-deprecating.
And you can get away with it. You can still do the shitty thing. And you're like, I'm just a super comedian.
Yeah.
Who cares? Who
Sorry.
cares?
It's almost like in a meta world of when you wear like a jacket on stage and then you're just like, who do I think I am? Look at me in this jacket. And then you're like, but that was a choice that you made and you knew that you were doing that.
I own this
now
jacket. I bought it.
And now you're going on stage pretending that you're unaware that you're wearing this jacket. And that's why, I don't know, it just feels meta in that world.
Or saying that self-deprecation is just self-abuse, and then being like, well, you were the one writing the jokes being self-deprecating.
Yeah.
Right.
You did that.
Yes.
But I do feel like that though. I'm always wearing weird outfits on stage, and I'm like, what am I like? I was wearing this sweater. This is our merch, by the way. You can get available on our YouTube page. I was wearing this with a turtleneck under it, and I was so cold. I'm freezing all the time. So I've been getting really into turtlenecks, which is not a good look because now I just look like a mom at Girl Scouts, like
a librarian
volunteering.
Right.
Yeah.
You're shushing audience members.
And I feel like I need to let the audience know that, like, okay,
you're aware.
I'm aware, but also I'm cold.
Yes.
How do you handle the winter? Are you a winter person?
I like to layer. It's
Layer.
exciting.
Yeah,
It's very
a thrill. When you
exciting.
get the base layer on, you're like, oh. Do you do long johns? Are you a long
I
johns guy?
do not today, which I should have, because I didn't know. Here's the risk with long johns is I come in here, I don't know what temp we're working
Right.
with.
It's cold.
Yeah.
And
Next thing you know, you're
I
sweating.
should have known. You guys should have
It's
said.
cold.
By the way,
It's a cold
it's really
studio.
cold.
Yeah.
But yeah, you
I
go into a
apologize.
restaurant and you're smushed in with people, and
Yeah,
then
and it's
your
hot.
crotch is on fire.
And then you're
And
like,
you're like, what's that smell? It's like my balls. It's
Sorry,
not
enjoy
the
the soup.
fajitas.
Yeah.
It's my balls that are
sweating
sizzling.
on the train.
Yeah.
Just drips of
The
sweat.
train
while
is
it's
never the
30
right
degrees.
temperature, no matter the season.
It's it's
Somebody,
always
the one had the AC on the other day when it was like this, and I was like, "What are you doing? That's
get it
insane."
together, guys.
No,
we're
it's never
hemorrhaging
right.
money in the city right now. No, do you have any favorite like winter things that you do? Like, are you into hygge? Like,
Oh, winter things. I like walking down like Madison Avenue with like when they do all the lights. That's like I love New York.
you like the
New
shop
York during
windows. Christmas time is fun.
is beautiful. I feel like the Upper East Side is.
Did you grow up here?
I
don't
grew
know
up
if we
here.
have that.
Yeah,
you did.
yeah,
Okay.
What are the other? I don't do ice skating.
No. Do you like to do like sauna or anything
Ice
like that?
skating is kind of sad. You think it's gonna be fun, and then you do it, and then after 2 laps, you're like, I'm bored.
Yeah, or you're
Yes.
like, I have a hip injury now.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
like
fall
more
and
skill
bust my chin.
is
Yeah, you're just going, and I feel like they're making the rinks smaller and smaller.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's like the ice is melting. I like your conspiracy theory. You're like, every time I come here, it's a little bit smaller.
It's George Clooney.
He's pranking me.
He's pranking all of us.
Oh, Dan,
no,
thank
they're
you.
sadder. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for
this was
having me.
amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody check out Dan's new podcast, Middlebrow. Is that right?
Middlebrow.
I
Yes.
love
Middlebrow
Middlebrow.
with Brian Park.
If you're
I'm so
into
delightful
arts
and
and
funny.
culture,
Yeah. What's the next topic you guys are?
we just interviewed yesterday a porn historian,
Oh my God, how delightfully
which was
intellectual.
it was very intellectual. I was so concerned about me and Brian appearing as like boorish men.
Right.
That then I
right.
realized I was like,
You're trying to make it middle brow.
I'm trying to make it middlebrow, but it's like there's so many joke opportunities,
Right.
and like I could have like every time
Yeah.
so many puns, and then I'm like, no, then it's just gonna be these like 2 aggressive dudes like shitting on this woman very
Right.
seriously taking porn and culture. But then halfway through I was like, this is maybe not funny, but maybe it's interesting. I don't know.
Well, I can't wait to
interesting.
listen to it.
Right.
It is
love-
like a huge topic and cultural like
Well,
event
because
that we
it's
never
been
talk
going
about.
on forever.
Yeah. Well, I love The Deuce. Did you see The Deuce?
I didn't see The Deuce.
Oh, it's about
Because I
kind of.
boycott James Franco. I don't support abusers.
I don't support him, but he
No.
does
Kinda
play
do.
2
No,
twins in this
okay.
show, and it's a commanding performance.
I think
it's a great show.
You can just watch those things and you're like, what did he do again? It was probably not. You just like kind of forget. Some people are like, I don't even remember what.
like that
Yeah,
with
well,
Michael
also
Jackson.
Maggie Gyllenhaal's in it, and she's never heard
Okay.
a soul.
She's
She's
great.
never
Yeah,
heard
so
a
it
soul.
balances out.
Yeah. Well, don't watch
I
Pineapple
feel like she
Express.
spit at some
Boycott-
waiters, but yeah.
Oh, well, of
Probably.
course.
Who
I mean,
hasn't?
it was Brooklyn, right?
Brooklyn.
They were very slow.
So The Deuce is good.
It's great. I watch it because
Just
I
in New York.
Yeah, it's set in New York in the 70s, and I just like anything set in a time period. So
Yeah.
that's why I got into it. But it's I think it's really a great show.
I really liked it because it was a slice of life, but I felt like as a series, it doesn't have like, but I'm fine with that because a lot of series, it's the same thing over. The main characters reaching a goal and then they don't get the goal at the end and then they have to start all over in the next season.
I don't
Where
like
this
TV
was just
because
like
of that reason.
right? This one was just like a slice of life, and
Yeah.
each season just progressively went into the next year, and then that's all I needed.
Yes.
Sometimes I just want to watch people living their lives.
Right.
Yeah.
And because
Yeah.
it's 70s, everyone is like drinking gin in every episode. They're like, well, it's 2 p.m. happy hour. And you're like, how are you alive?
Right.
It's great.
I do wish I could go to the porn theaters in like 42nd Street like that. I would like.
Yeah.
It would be nice to
Yeah,
have
it's
seen
like
what was going
just
on.
gritty and scary.
Yeah, I'd like to
Yeah.
jerk off with some dudes
In
next
the-
to me. How come I've
Oh,
never?
In the
Yeah.
middle between spots.
You can't do that anymore. Run over to the
Yeah, you're doing like catch a rising
my
star.
Gotta run down
He's
to
like,
the
Paul
nickel
Rubens,
booth.
you're here?
Yeah.
Pee-wee?
Yeah.
Every-
That's where he should have been.
Yeah.
Every
God
man
bless him.
comic in the 70s was so relaxed.
Yeah. 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 That's why Lenny Bruce, that's why he was just slow talking, probably. Well, he
Yeah.
was pre, I think. But
Yeah.
he's probably just going
He was
to
on heroin.
brothels.
He was just
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
meth.
he couldn't get it up, probably.
Debatable. No, I don't know
Yeah.
why. I was like, let me
us
take a
know in the,
different
in the
angle.
comments. Could Lenny Bruce
Cliffhanger.
get it?
know.
Could he get
Yeah.
it?
Next lady journey.
Next lady journey. Anyway, please like and subscribe. This is where we make a plea to the audience. Please help.
Please,
We
anything.
tell a friend, send this to your cousin. If you have a cousin who's like a woman, but she's like not doing that good, and just send this to her.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get her there with our light humor about couches.
Anyone getting married, anyone close to getting married needs to listen to our talk.
Buying
Yeah.
art.
Buying
if you're in the
art.
next level of your taste and you don't know what to get,
Yeah, and or if you have a person who's always complaining about like the audio quality of other podcasts, be like, hey, these people had a challenge, but then they got back on track.
You can
that's
do
our
it too.
story arc.
You can
That's our
do it.
story arc. Yeah, we were doing
We
great
have
for 2
personal
years.
growth.
Then we had a bad period, but now we're back on. And we please follow us, join our Patreon. Lady Journey.
Lady journey.